We don't do that here.
But the queen.
All right, cool. I got it in front of me. Ready when you guys are.
All right. Oh, shit. I can cut in all the fucking fun intro stuff. I don't know, unless you guys have some video I sent that a really large basketball player, Big Cozy.
Oh, Big Cozy.
Big Cozy drops fucking green beans. So if you guys got green beans, let them rip. Otherwise, let's get straight into the fucking business. We're going first right up to 300. That's all anybody cares about anyway. The rest of the shit is fucking confetti. Let's get to business. Bobby Green versus Jim Miller at lightweight. Bobby Green is rated 14th. These are two very older gents, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, both kind of, I mean, you could definitely call them company men. They've been around for a long time. They've taken a lot of really hard fights. They've typically fought kind of on the fringes of the top 15, so not contenders by any means, but more of like a vibe check for new faces. And it's just, I mean, they were definitely just included as like, these guys are fan favorites. They deserve to be on an event like this. Jim Miller is going to be on, this is his third straight 100 event. So he's been on UFC 100, 200, and now 300, just to give you an idea of how long he's been around.
Bro, a dinosaur.
Wow.
Jim fucking Miller, as they call him.
Goodness gracious. I can only hope that they both walk away with whatever they have left of their faculties.
Well, this is a Miller's retirement fight, isn't it?
I think unofficially it is, yeah.
Ooh, makes it even more spicy.
Yeah, and I feel kind of bad for Green because he was on the receiving end of like the worst stoppage we've seen in quite a long time. He took like about 20 unanswered punches that it really could have been waved off. So, and he has a quick turnaround. It's been less than 3 months since that. So I feel really bad for his chances here. But
who was it that knocked him? That did that? I remember that happening.
Oh, that was Jalen Turner, and that actually wasn't. Was that his?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was his latest fight. Yeah.
Jalen Turner.
Yeah, back in December.
I remember very clearly the ref stopping that way too late, and we had been talking about that with RIP Chief. We were talking to him when he was even like, man, this Bobby Green is not long for this sport, so why are you taking whatever precious time he has left?
Speaking of, isn't Chief on here too, or supposed to join?
He had to step away for family, personal reasons.
Okay.
So
never mind.
He's always in our hearts, though. We will always say fuck Tyson Fury in his honor.
True.
Okay, Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez, rated 4th and 6th at straw weight.
I don't know who Rodriguez is, so I'm gonna go with Andrade.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, we were picking parlays at work on Friday, so went through this whole list.
Sadiq.
Yeah, well, real quick, just Andrade is another one of those gals that like has been around for a really long time. See, you'll notice a common theme of this fight. You've got a lot of legacy names. There's a lot of champions. I think there's like 12 current or former title holders. And that's really kind of the theme of these 100 cards, are like, it's almost, intended to be like a celebration of like, here's all of our biggest names of the years that have, stuck around. That's where they really stack the undercard with.
All right, Sadiq Yusuff. His last fight that I recall seeing was a lot of fun, but I cannot support you, buddy. I'm sorry. Diego Lopez was my pick last year for like newcomer, new face of the year.
Yeah, this is gonna be an exciting fight because Diego Lopez's emo haircut.
He does
this
have
actually
an emo haircut.
I fuck with Lopez heavily.
This is a low-key, this is a serious banger.
It is, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
The Barboza fight was insane. Like, it's incredible that Yusuff didn't get him out of there, but he was fighting all the way to the end. And Lopez is, he's been rising and I mean, this is his moment to launch himself into the rankings here.
Yeah, Yusuf had that banger last time. Lopez has been having quick finishes, and what's been surprising is that he was Grasso's, like, her grappling. I don't know if it was a primary coach, but he was in part of her like grappling team, and a lot of his wins have been coming, if by submission, they're set up by some pretty wild striking. And by wild, I mean really good, really surprising for how much he has accomplished as a grappler. So I'm very excited for this one.
How does Lopez look 15 and 35 at the same time?
He does. He has man's ageless.
Yeah, dude. Like, what's his secret?
If you squint, he's like clearly about to enter his midlife crisis, and then if you like zoom in, he looks like he just graduated like kindergarten.
I guess.
How old is this dude? He's 29, bro.
Listening to Hawthorne Heights is hard.
His chest tat goes hard as hell. It's dream, believe, and make it happen.
Get right to the point. Can't even hate that. Right to the point.
Speak it, believe it, receive it. 2.0.
And dream it, be it, achieve it.
Speaking of achieving it, Holly Holm, having already achieved it, not quite. I don't know if this is the name recognition thing that you mentioned, Nathan. Like, Holly Holm is pretty much done, I think, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know who Kayla Harrison is, but I do know one thing's for sure. Holly Holm is 42 years old, so I'm not putting money on her.
See, this is a really strange fight. So Kayla Harrison, she fought in the PFL for a while. I think she fought in Bellator before that. So she's sort of like not nearly as prominent as Michael Venom Page, but one of those kind of people that they've made a name for themselves outside of the organization. It's like there's been talks over the years like, hey, is this person going to join the UFC at some point? What doesn't make sense to me is that they're doing this at bantamweight. And what is bantamweight again? 125 pounds.
Yeah.
I think the lightest that Kayla Harrison has ever fought, to my knowledge, is 155 pounds.
Yeah, I just looked it up real quick. She's brawling.
And she normally campaigns higher than them. So, like, I don't know if they're gonna have to like amputate an arm to get her in the ring.
God damn.
I will actually be shocked if she makes weight. She has to be on something. I'm not in the business of accusing people of taking steroids, but there's no way she will be able to make this weight if she is not on something. So
she looks like if she flexes, my shirt will rip. What the hell?
At the very least, like some kind of diuretic.
She looks like Brock Lesnar.
Yikes.
She's huge. She's going to be absolutely shredded if she makes 125.
She is massive. Like her, yo. Hey, wait, why is her alias Doug?
I'm gonna just venture out on a limb here. Nickname Doug because she makes her opponents walk funny after she puts hands on them. Anybody?
Could be.
Nobody? All right.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I've been laying duds for weeks.
No, she's a sixth Dan black belt. Damn it.
Okay, that one got me.
All right, you know what? I'm over it. I tried really hard to ignore that one, but I just think, man. Anyway, yeah, I'm putting some money down on Kayla Harrison. I don't really know who she is, but she looks brolic, and she's about 9-10 years younger than Holly Holm. So, safe bet for me.
Yeah, might be a coffee. All right, moving up. Davison Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt. Is Garbrandt the name recognition
Such
here?
a fucking... Yes, but also he has been winning lately, and so he deserves he deserves a shot against someone ranked, in my opinion. I mean, he's still chinny as hell, but like this is such an amazing like fan pleaser of a fight.
Dude, the rise and fall, and then partial rise again of Cody Garbrandt.
And against Davidson, who's somehow still carrying his power up to this higher weight class.
Yeah, this will be a fun one to watch. I I don't know. I think Garbrandt might get chinned, but it'll be fun till it happens.
Oh, him. I was
Yeah.
having trouble remembering his face, but yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, no, I got to rock with my boy Davidson. There's no shot he's losing this fight.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I like Cody a lot, but I don't know, man. He's too inconsistent.
All right, I don't think I have this one listed. Jalen Turner versus Renato Moicano.
Oh, is that an add-in? I think it's a recent one they just threw in
Yeah,
there.
it is. Just based on my list here, that's the top of the early prelims. Number 10 versus 13. I'm expecting.
Well, you know, I know it wasn't his fault, but like there's some kind of karma that's going to come back towards Jalen Turner for what he did to Bobby Green. So I'm going to pick the other guy.
He said, "Count your days. Your time is coming." Oh man. I don't know. Yeah, who's the other guy? Renato Moicano?
Yeah, Moicano. I think it's
Moicano.
a hard C.
Oof.
Brazilian fella.
I feel like if you guys are going against Jalen Turner, then I am too.
If nothing else, this one's for Bobby. What else do we have here? Sadiq Youssef, Holly Holm. God, will you stop doing that? Fucking website, God. Calvin Qatar versus Aljamain Sterling. Cater
Ooh,
versus Aljamain Sterling.
this should be a good one, I feel like.
So this is a strange one because this is Sterling's first fight after losing the belt, and he's going up a weight class. He was never a massive puncher by any means down at bantamweight, and it's like his primary style is just wrestling and grappling, and so it's weird that I know he was kind of big. I mean, he struggled to make weight, but it still is kind of sketchy to me to see wrestlers move up, just knowing they're dealing with guys that are that much bigger.
Isn't Calvin a striker?
He is primarily. So
Okay,
this is he's definitely wants to wrestle fuck him.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting matchup then.
Well, the last time we thought Aljo was going to wrestle fuck somebody, he decided to be a complete fucking idiot.
That's very true. He stood on his feet and tried to strike with Sean.
Yeah. So he may do the same here. Yeah, he might decide, I'm a moron. Let's fight with hands. Fucking goddamn it, Sterling.
I think I'll swing with the underdog here. I just don't know how to rate Sterling yet.
Yeah.
And I'll hang with Cater on this one.
I'm hoping he decides to be a complete moron once again.
I mean, if he tries to strike with Cater, not gonna end well. Probably end the same as when he did with O'Malley. I'm gonna rock with Cater too, honestly. That's gonna be my pick for this one.
All right, moving up, Yuri Proska versus Alexander Rakic, I think it is.
Yuri.
I'm not too familiar with Alexander here, so
Me either.
So he's been around light heavyweight for a little bit. I want to say he's been in a couple fights, like to decide the next title contender, but I don't know if he's ever had his shot yet. And I do believe he's battled through some injuries in the recent past. Let me check.
Who was
He
his
fought
last?
What did he fight?
His last fight was
May of 22.
Oh, damn.
Blachowicz.
Almost 2-year layoff.
Yep.
Oof.
That's why.
Yeah, he had some injury in between there. And he's picked the worst guy to come back against.
Yeah, what kind of comeback fight is this off a 2-year layoff?
Well, that's just kind of the state of light heavyweight right now.
Let's say, who set this up?
Dana was probably really coked out when he took this one up.
I'm going to test my injury. Let's see if it's actually healed or not.
What was his injury? I don't kind of look up real
Yuri,
quick.
would you like to kick my injury, please?
Yeah, this is just kind of one of those situations where even with the layoff, you can't really put the guys behind him up above. Like he should be getting this fight, honestly. Like, because the Ankalaev just fought. He's probably gonna fight Alex Pereira if Alex Pereira wins soon, like the next month. So he's probably, already in a training camp. And I mean, Nikita Krylov or Johnny Walker, like that's not really a comeback fight for Yuri Prohaska. You kind of want to have him against someone a little better than that.
I just looked it up too. Alexander's injury was a surgery for his ACL, which that sucks.
Yes.
It takes a long time to heal.
Yeah, it does. And it never is the same.
Oof.
If there is any solace, ACL repairs have gotten so much better over the years.
That's
you see guys they definitely, I don't know about 100%, but they're definitely able to come back a lot better than, 15 years ago. You tear your ACL, it's like, oh man, he's like going to be a shell of himself.
Yeah,
I just feel bad. He's coming back after a 2-year layoff with an ACL surgery to fight Yuri. That just sucks, dude. Like,
them's the
I mean,
breaks.
hopefully, yeah, you gotta give him the beans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the end of the prelims. Goodness, that could be a fucking pay-per-view on its own.
Honestly,
All right, starting the paid portion, Bo Nickel versus Cody Brundage.
Bo Nickel.
Yeah, there's not really too much to this fight. I mean, this is just Nickel's next step up, and it's maybe even a half step up. Cody Brundage is not that good. I expect Nickel to win in the first round.
What do you guys think about Bo Nickel?
He's legit. I think he's 100% legit. The thing that I wasn't sure about was, like, obviously his wrestling pedigree speaks for itself. He's really good on the ground. But what is his striking going to be? And he showed some of that last year against, I know it was a late replacement, but they had a guy come in, to replace his other opponent that dropped out. And he showed that he can actually strike with some good fundamentals. And if they move him along at the right rate, I mean, he's just like, he will be a star in the sport. Like the UFC's been waiting so long for like a legitimate American wrestler to come out of, the NCAA and straight into the UFC. And this is it. So I think he's going to be maybe handled a little bit slower than other prospects, but they're going to give him every opportunity to excel in this division.
They're going to make sure he's a champion.
Yeah. They will cherry pick for him. And this is kind of a cherry pick fight.
Just another showcase.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? I think, was it last year? Bo Nickel was saying he wanted to fight Hamzat. I was like, ugh, I'm not sure that's going to be a good idea. Too soon.
What a wild call out, though.
Yeah, that was a nutty call out. He's like, yeah, bring Hamzat here. His wrestling sucks. I was like, yeah, his wrestling might suck, but he's definitely going to piece you up, my guy.
I don't know. Chief might disagree. That was... Chief was so anti-Hamzat. Like, I mean, I'm sure he would buy that.
Yeah, I don't know. Hamzat versus Bo Nickel, I'd have to rock with Hamzat on that one. I think Bo Nickel would out-wrestle him for sure, but I don't think his striking is as good as Hamzat's. But it'd be a fun fight, though, for sure. But it was only a dream.
Anything more for Bo Nickel?
Nope.
Penn State sucks. Penn State is a cult. I said it. I'm taking it back.
Yeah. They've only won like 7 of the last 10 wrestling championships. I mean, it's just kind of rookie numbers,
Yeah, average.
Us that are like a wrestling school.
Actually, it's a very nice campus. I can't even hate on it.
I don't know if I'd call them a wrestling school, but their wrestling program is apparently very, very good.
Ooh, I think, speaking of that wrestling program, I think because of Bo Nickel, they're like opening up Penn State like a UFC like PI-esque type thing over there. So like,
oh, that's kind of interesting.
I gotta look it up real quick, but I remember I read about it a little bit.
A dev program at a campus. That's pretty wild. All right, so moving up here, Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. 1 and 4.
Oh, this fight is awesome.
Yes. Based on what I've seen from both of these two, this one should also be fireworks.
Absolute banger.
Yeah, they pulled out all the stops to make this one good.
I'm really scared for Charles. I really, really, really want him to get a rematch against Islam, but I mean, the way he fights, like even post loss, he is so reckless with his striking. Like he just goes for broke, but he pays for it a lot of the time. He typically takes shots he shouldn't, and you know, Saryukin's been working his way up the ranks. He's showcased that he can strike. He's got, I think I mean, I'm trying to think of his last couple fights. He smoked Beneil Dariush, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
And that's.
Oh, sorry. Last one was before Dariush was Silva. Joaquim right?
Silva.
I butchered that name so bad. I'm sorry, Silva.
That is by far. That's not even close to the worst name fuck up we've had here. So don't worry about it.
You're in good company. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I've had some stinkers.
Questionable moments.
Yep.
Yeah, and so the striking matchup should be really good, but there's also, you know, Saryukin's wrestling. And, you know, Charles has got some really good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but BJJ's been down bad these last couple years. Like, these wrestlers are starting to figure, I mean, like, you can't just lay on your back and pull guard anymore. You're going to get, you know, you're going to give up side control too easily these days, it seems. Like, wrestlers know immediately how to jump into that. So
it looks like Arman is a master of sport in freestyle wrestling. Ooh. Don't know what that means, but
is that on the UFC's website? Who gave him that title?
I just Googled his name. Like when I clicked on the UFC 300 thing, it comes up like his rank, nickname, all that bullshit. Master of sport in freestyle wrestling. I don't know if that holds a lot of weight or anything, but
I'm not sure what master of sport is, but to put it like freestyle wrestling is the one where you can use legs, or is that Greco-Roman? I think it's the one where you can use the legs. So to be a master of that is, I guess, that must be pretty good.
Master of sport is a USSR in Russia type. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm doing a deep dive right now. Now I'm in the hole. Competitive achievement. What the fuck?
Master of sport. So he was like an all-Soviet champion or something?
Yeah, like Peter Yan's a master of sport in boxing. Yeah, it's kind of a sick title to have. Fuck professional. Call me master of sport.
Yeah,
that is pretty badass.
That sounds way cooler. What? Alright, so I'm getting sidetracked.
Anything more for Oliveira, Saryukin?
I'll be sad if Oliveira loses. I'll say that much.
Yeah, we'll be sad for sure. Big Charlie Olives fan.
Charlie Olives. That's a good one. All right, BMF. Fucking bullshit.
Big title.
Yeah, Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway. This is Max Holloway's debut at lightweight, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I want to see this, but
so I found a new reason why this fight sucks. In light of
wait, what's the other reason?
Well, the one reason is that Gaethje kills just about everyone he fights, and he's fighting someone like lighter than him. That's number one. And Max is old and has had some wars already. The other reason it's bad is because in light of Volk losing, what's his face? I don't even remember. Topuria. I don't know why I forgot that. By far, the best matchup Topuria could fight is Max Holloway. Like, stylistically, his striking, works a lot better than Volk's, striking does. And, like, that is the perfect fight. But instead, we have to hold our breath and hope that, like, Max doesn't get his head chopped off. I'm going to be contrarian and just say Max is going to somehow find a way to win this fight by decision. I really don't know how. I guess it's going to come down to Max using his superior striking, a more technical striking, to get him in position to actually do damage on Gaethje without getting his legs chopped out from him. That's really all it is. And like, Gaethje can wrestle, but he very rarely does. So I think Max is going to try to make this fight as close range as possible, take out those leg kicks, and he's just going to hope for the best. Like, because if he fights this at like long range, his legs are going to get beat up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, it sounds like for Max to win this or have a better chance of winning is just keep this fight in the pocket, be as close as you can.
His leg, like the way that he positions himself, also I think would lend to that plan that you laid out. Just he is like every time I see him, I'm like, holy shit, this guy's like a waterbender. Look at the way that he fucking moves. Holy shit. But that's what I think. I think that could actually be really effective. I don't know if Gaethje gets frustrated enough by that, it just starts swinging for the fences every time. I don't know if he has that lack of discipline.
Well, I mean, he's pretty disciplined. I would be more. I think his plan would just be to mog him in the clinch, right? Like, use your size, use your superior strength. Like, apparently, I saw a picture of Max. He was apparently 185 pounds walking around.
Damn.
But he still looks like his frame is just way more wiry than Gaethje, right? So I feel like he would just try and use his physicality there, and he would just start throwing knees and stuff. So it's a really hard proposition. So it's like I said, contrarian position. Max winning is, that's not the betting odd. That's not what you should do if you're trying to gamble on this fight. But I will for Max's sake.
For Max's sake, it's going to be a one-hitter quitter. Max Holloway, first half of the second round. It's going to be great.
Oh, that would be amazing. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Right, moving up to the co-main, the all-China battle, or should I say Western Taiwan, excuse me. Zhang Weili versus Yan Xiaonan. The number one, Xiaonan versus the champion Weili. Yeah, both of these women are wild strikers in the best way possible. It's really good.
Would you say they're masters of sport?
Weili is definitely master of sport.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Weili is definitely like top 5 women of all time in the UFC's history, like without a doubt.
Yeah, she's a badass for sure.
If Weili's master of sport, I would give Xiaonan like drunken master. A little bit more
drunken
unorthodox.
master.
A little bit more unorthodox, but it absolutely gets the job done. Perhaps. There you go. I don't have a whole lot to add, but yes, this is a very worthy co-main.
I am surprised this is the co-main over the BMF title. Like knowing
that,
I know
too.
a championship fight should be the co-main, but we've seen the UFC put the BMF as an actual main event a couple times. So I am a little surprised by that.
It looks like our friend Zhang trains in BJJ and Shaolin Kung Fu. That's pretty fire. I don't know what Shaolin
That's
Kung Fu
epic.
is.
That's really good.
Is that like the monk style Kung Fu?
Yes.
Oh, damn. She's winning for sure.
There's a lot of different flavors of Kung Fu, though.
Oh, and her nickname is Magnum? Yeah, dude, there's no way she's losing.
Magnum?
But yeah, because her other name is Magnum.
That's such a hard nickname. That's pretty good.
Dude, if your nickname is Magnum and you train in Shaolin Kung Fu, you're not losing.
Man, I'm hopeful for the upset here. I don't know why. I've been more entertained by Xiaonan's fights of those that I have seen. For both of them, I've been more entertained by Xiaonan than I have Weili. But yeah, it's just a contrarian thing. It's not at all based in any sort of fact or analysis.
This is going to be all striking, all badass.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Speaking of striking and badass, Alex Pereira defends his light heavyweight title versus former champion Jamal Hill. Lost his title for stupid reasons, not actual reasons. Not anything valid.
Wait, didn't
he was injured.
He gave it up, right?
It was injured, yeah, and I think he gave it up. Or did he give it up, or was it taken?
I believe it was stripped.
I
but
think
it was stripped as soon as he was injured. They didn't. Sometimes the UFC is weird. They'll let like a
Champion in
champion,
recess.
like John Jones, right? He can hold on his belt for like a year and a half without defending it, but like Hill will get injured, and 2 seconds later they've already stripped him.
Damn.
I
Yeah, it
remember
sucks.
when I first started watching UFC, MMA in general, like I thought he was still champion, and like it was still up in the air, like what was going to happen. And then when Pereira announced that he was moving up, that was I think when the stripping took place to make it available.
So, what do we think for this one? I know.
I don't know
Hill's
enough about
funny,
Jamal
like,
Hill to say.
putting out some good memes. A lot of funny reels he's been putting out, but
Yeah, so
I know.
Hill's pretty well rounded. He's got a good mix of striking and wrestling. I don't know if I would call him necessarily elite in any one category, but he's got a really great MMA base. He's got the tools to win this fight, but I say that while also acknowledging that Alex Pereira, his takedown defense and his wrestling in general has gotten significantly better over his last couple fights.
Yep.
And that's a really big factor. It's crazy how someone as old as he is improving at the rate he is. And I think, people say once you become champion, your skill increases even more. And I also I can't see Pereira lose this fight, honestly. Like, Hill has the skills to do it, but knowing he's coming off an injury and knowing how dedicated Alex is to his own training and just the kind of power that he still can drop people with a single left hook. Like he drops that punch in and guys fold. And so I think he's really gonna ragdoll
His
Hill.
power
I don't
has
know.
increased since moving up. I think it has.
It
anyway.
has. It has, absolutely.
That's pretty. Must be training the remote location of Easter Island that's doing it for him.
dude, I
Yeah.
don't know. He's got a girlfriend now. He's smiling. His hair's grown out. Not the same guy anymore.
Oh, it's just, did you guys ever see that Alex Burr post? It was like him and his girlfriend. It says, "We adopted a child," and it's like a
Oh,
The Easter
4
Island
foot tall Easter Island head. Yeah.
dude, if you like watch like behind the scenes stuff with him, like just like he's just a funny guy. Like just the
Yeah.
shit he says and like his mannerisms are funny as fuck.
He looks so serious though. That's what makes it fun. I think it makes it more fun.
Then he smiles. You're like, oh, that's not so bad.
And he's such like a student of the sport. Like he went to Glover Teixeira and was like, "Hey, can you teach me how to wrestle?" Like, there's a lot of guys in the UFC that wouldn't even dream of like going and talking to another fighter about something, even one that like recently retired. They wouldn't do that. But Alex did, and then Alex beat Strickland, and he like, "Hey, Strickland, come train with me," kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'll show you what you're doing wrong," kind of stuff, right? So he's like, on top of being just so dedicated, he seems like super humble as well, and it's hard to not appreciate that.
Bro, many times I thought of just quitting my day job and going to Connecticut and training in that gym with them.
That would be cool, just to drop in one day and just see what it's like.
I might not come out to my home state. Might just stay up there and train.
Yeah.
I think I expect that gyms like his are like invitation only.
They probably.
I don't know if they have open floors.
I think when there's like just like the UFC stars there, or like people frame for fights, probably closed off like private gym today or something.
Yeah,
It looks like on their like just like their Google images, like open classes and stuff.
that's good. I
Yeah.
bet that Pereira would show up every once in a while at one of the classes and like, this is like, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is how you do this
Yeah,
move
trust me.
or this thing. Yeah,
Stay
source
on your left
me.
hook. Trust me.
Yeah, source is me.
Okay, we're going to Connecticut.
Yeah. Man, that's good to know. A recent one that we talked about on B-Sides was Zurdo Ramirez. Yeah, he's starting to come out of his shell a bit, and he's really funny. Very funny guy.
Oh, did he just fight like what last week was it? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I want to say last
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I assume he won.
Yeah, he did
Figured.
quite handily. He's a similar situation to Pereira here. Like as he's moved up, he's gotten better. His power's better, his stamina's better. So, like the weight drain isn't as big of a factor. And unfortunately, Jamal Hill, I don't know. Based on what I have seen of him, which has only been like highlights and replays, I don't know, buddy. I don't think so.
He seems like he seems to also just be doubling and tripling down on the idea he's going to strike with Alex, and it's like I kind of hope that happens because I really want to see what happens with. Which I mean, obviously it's going to be an Alex Pereira knockout, but I still want to see it.
Yeah.
Show me the body.
Bring the bitch. Give him the beans.
Yeah, then Jamal Hill starts dropping fucking green beans from range. Not gonna be pretty then.
Dude, actually, I'm not gonna lie, this gym looks pretty sick.
Well, that is UFC 300.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go March 16th. Marcin Tybura gets the submission over Tai Tuivasa. That was a sad affair. Not.
Yeah, that was like the bona fide end of a meme.
Yeah, it was. One good thing that I tried to really just find something that Tuivasa did well. That was held his composure pretty well when Tybura had the choke before he had it locked in.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll go down the card really quickly. Brian Battle, no contest first. Angie Lusa, I think that was right. It was an eye poke, and Lusa said he couldn't see, and he was losing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why. Ovin Sampru gets split decision over Kennedy Nzechukwu. Whatever. Christian Rodriguez split decision over Isaac Dolgarian. Featherweight Macy Chasson, ranked 10th, submits Pani Kiansad, ranked 6th at bantamweight. Gerald Mearshart submits Brian Barberena in 2. Fun stuff.
Brian Barberena, gotta give a shout out to him. He may not be long for this sport. I remember when I was really starting to get back into the UFC a couple years ago, he had a fight with Vicente Luque that was just one of the most wild back and forth fight night things I've ever seen. Like, there's some, like, it had more twists than a George R. R. Martin novel, like, genuinely. It's a fight that ages significantly well, so if you ever want to go peep that one, I recommend it.
Actually, that's a good shout. All right, really quickly, on the 22nd, the first round of the Bellator Champions Series, brought to you by PFL, in Belfast, Northern Ireland. I'll give you the top lines here. Corey Anderson beats Carl Moore by UD for the light heavyweight title. Patricio Pitbull retains his title as well, knockout in the 3rd over Jeremy Kennedy. Fabian Edwards beats Aaron Jeffrey for the number 1 contender slot at middleweight. So there you go. Okay, on the 23rd, it's UFC Fight Night at the Apex. Bottom up. Fernando Padilla submits Luis Pajuelo. Yusuf Zalal submits Billy Carantillo. Peyton Talbot stops Cameron Simon in the 2nd. Goodness gracious, I have to stop on Talbot because holy shit, this is my new pick for like new face of the year. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I mean, that was such an insane knockout. It's a pretty insane fight too, and
Yeah.
it sucks for Simon because
He's good.
I rate him too. He was good. Talbot was just like, there's levels to this game. Like that was the
Yeah.
kind of fight that tells you that.
Absolutely. Talbot, the last time I saw him, he was choking somebody out while like laughing into the camera, and his face was like there. I think he had a bloody nose, so it made it look more dramatic. That was good. Guys, he might be a little bit crazy, but in the best ways. I'm excited to see where he goes. Edmund Shabazian stops AJ Dobson in the first. Carl Williams UD over Justin Tafa. Oh man, this fight almost put me to sleep. It was okay, but then at the end, it got really heavyweight-ish when they're not very
Yeah,
good.
well, I mean, it's a Justin Tafa fight. Unfortunately, that's kind of par for the course.
Rose Namajunas UD over Amanda Ribas.
So, I was not watching this fight to the fullest that I could have, but to me, it looked like Ribas might have won that fight. I'm not exactly upset that Rose won, but it didn't look. It looked nothing like the kind of fighter we had seen from Rose. And she just looked like, in every aspect, just took a step back. Her power didn't carry up. She's not as light on her feet as she should be. Her skills are not nearly as sharp as we've seen before, and she's like so hesitant, like even more hesitant to like engage. Like she's looking for the perfect shot and just like, oh, don't see it there, don't see it there. I'm gonna keep waiting and not doing anything. And this was such a depressing fight, like probably the most depressing fights for someone I liked that they actually won, because I can very clearly see Rose's future at the flyweight division, and she's going nowhere fast. Like she's gonna get stopped badly, I think, very soon.
Yeah, I think that, like you said, her skills weren't that sharp. I think that a lot of her technical prowess is based on the women being smaller than they are now at flyweight. So she's not able to do what she was able to do before. And I feel the same way. Like I don't know, just the vibe of it is kind of off. I don't think Rose won. It's not a terrible decision, I guess, but I don't know if I agree with it. Well, I'm trying to see who else is in her way here. So, Ribas was 8. She's now 9th. Rose is at 6. Andrade 5. Macy Barber 4. Aaron Blanchfield 3. Manon Fiorot 2. And Shevchenko 1. And Grasso is the champion.
Oh, it's gonna be like war in this podcast if they match her up against Mackenzie Dern, or I'm sorry, excuse me, Macy Barber. That's a yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, do I cheer against my ex-wife Macy? Come back to me, baby. It's, I don't know, Rose. I think it's might be time to hang it up. I don't think she has a whole lot left, and with the names that she has in front of her, she doesn't have a pathway to a title. I don't see it. I don't see a name there that she can beat. Especially if she's gonna be gun shy. Okay, moving along to the 30th. From the bottom up. Some of these I did not catch. Chidi Njokwani split decision over Rice McKee. Kyle Nelson stops Bill Algeo. Damn it, Bill. Now your 10,000 day sober uncle is going back to the bottle. What did you do?
I forgot that was his backstory.
Yeah, that's him. Nursultan Ruzibov stops Cedricus Dumas in the first. This one was kind of, I don't know, it was off of an eye poke that the ref didn't see. And so Dumas was not he was bothered by it, and that let Nursultan jump on him for the stoppage. And then on replay, it was obvious that it was an eye poke, and Nursultan did not own up to it. As we're watching the replay, and we see his finger go into Cedric's eye, he says it was a punch. Bro, dude, don't do that. Man, just own it. Just say, yeah, I fucked up, sorry.
He learned from his mentor and father figure, Chris Weidman, on how to sell an eye poke. And speak of the devil, here he is.
Speaking of Chris Weidman over Bruno Silva. UD.
Yeah, so it's a UD because they reversed the stoppage call because it was an eye poke, but they didn't rule that it was a disqualification. So at that point, the fight goes to the cards.
Oh, come on.
And Weidman was up on all of the judges' scorecards, and so he won.
I hope they do that one again.
This is like such a joke of a fight. Like, he double eye poked him. Like,
what is it about Atlantic City where people get poked in the eye?
I mean, it's just like it really is like a travesty. Like, and you almost want to say, oh well, at least this wasn't like on a championship fight. But
yeah.
Like, this is like John Jones's playbook. Like, this is what he does. Like, it happens at every level of the sport. And I don't know what the solution to it is. They need to start taking points away more frequently if these pokes keep happening.
Penalizing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 1FC refs are fucking harsh. The ones that, like Herb Dean, not so much, but the other ones that are at 1FC that don't cross over between promotions, they're harsh. Joaquin Buckley, ranked 10th, stops Vicente Luque, ranked 11th.
Yeah, so when earlier I was saying that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is down bad, this was the fight I was thinking of. So in the finishing sequence, they're throwing strikes, and for whatever reason, I don't think it was because of a punch, but Luque pulls guard, and almost immediately Buckley just is able to get a dominant top position on him and just starts raining down hammer
punches.
fists.
Now I remember. Yep, I remember this one now. And they were talking about that. The commentators were even saying, like, you can't just pull guard anymore. It doesn't work that way anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've under no illusion that Luque is on his way out. But definitely a fan favorite of mine. It was sad to see him get knocked out like that.
Yeah.
I imagine he still fights a couple more times, but like, I mean, he's stuck around this top of the top 15, and he's just going to be food for some next up and comer, unfortunately.
Was Luque one of Chief's favorites? I feel like he was.
He may have been. He's very easy to like, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Manon Fiorot, ranked 3rd at flyweight, beats Blanchfield, who was rated 2nd at the time. They've simply swapped now. So there you go. I didn't see this one, to be completely honest. But I remember liking
I didn't
Fiorot
either.
the last time I did.
I didn't see this fight either.
Sorry, ladies.
And yeah, there's unfortunately not a whole lot to say on that last UFC fight night. It was very mid.
Yeah. That was one of those ones where I asked, like, should I check these out? Nah, you're fine.
Yeah, resounding no.
Yeah.
But the good news, the mid is over.
Yes.
And we're here to the hype fight. UFC 300.
The UFC 300 is on the way. Just some other bullshit to throw out. PFL, the 2024 season. Thursday, April 4th. Heavyweights and women's flyweights. I'm just going to give you the top 4 that were fun. Valentin Moldavsky stops Ante Delia. That's what it was. In the first, that one was pretty cool. Moldavsky's a pretty good striker. But they both... Oh, no, the next one. Denis Goltsov beats Linton Vassell. In the third, that was like a Tafa situation. They gassed out and just got really lame. Liz Carmouche, UD over Juliana Velasquez. Dakota Dicheva stops Lisa Maldine. That one was actually pretty fun. Dicheva's a pretty good striker. I had two, but one of them didn't end up fighting that day. This one's an RJ special. Kana Watanabe. Doesn't matter if she won or lost, because RJ he would spy her out real quick. She stands out for his purposes. Another PFL on Friday, April 12th. This one will be in Las Vegas. Light heavyweights and lightweights. From the top down, I didn't mark if they're light heavyweight or lightweight. I surprise myself sometimes. Phil Davis versus Robert Wilkinson. Impa Kasanganay versus Alex Polizzi. Clay Collard. Cassius Clay Collard versus Patricky Fieri. Mads Burnell versus Michael Dufort. Sadi Busai versus Joshua Silveira. Antonio Carlos versus Simon Biong. Fun stuff. That's on the 12th. UFC 300 is the next day. Do we have anything else? I don't think so.
I think that's all.
All right. I'll cut all the other outro stuff in. Hey, if you've listened to the end, I want to give you a very big thank you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or whatever the fuck about anything that we talked about, 833 Lux Pods. It's an anonymous line. You can call or text either way. If you want me to cut your audio in, then call and hit the voicemail, and I can do that. Check out the other shit that we get up to, lvxmedia.net. That's where all of the other things that we get up to, and they're all over there. LVX Media Net, that's the social media handle everywhere. If you can't find it, we're not on it. Sometimes, because of scheduling situations, we don't record things all at once, and so they get spliced together to kind of fit a particular release date. So if you want to hear it uncut, raw audio, I do cut out long gaps and that type of thing, but if you want to hear it uncut and raw audio, go to Patreon, look us up, LVX Media Net there, just as we are everywhere else. It's kind of a theme. What else do I got? The phone number, fucking Patreon, website, social media. I'm probably forgetting something, but I'm just gonna cut it now before I ramble. So, thanks again for listening. Right there. Parting words.
Go Jim Miller.
Yeah.
That would warm my heart to see Jim Miller win.
If you were to get a nickname, would it be Big Jim or Slim Jim? I like Slim Jim just for the snack.
I mean, it would have to be Big Jim just based for the physique, but
yeah,
Slim Jim does sound way better.
All right, that's gonna do it for this edition of the Ultimate Fucking Casual. We need to find an Ultimate Casual. I've gone native.
Yep, you've graduated.
Yeah, quite.
So, yeah.
All right,
we'll find someone.
Yeah, we will.